able to really articulate the mission and the core values of your business when talking to other people? I'm about to react to a Dragon's Den episode where the two founders had a really wonderful idea for Christmas decorations, and that really resonated with both the market as well as the dragons. Despite their business being quite small and not having that much scalability potential, they still were able to attract two offers from the dragons. Let's see how they did that. And by the way, my name is Susie. I'm a finance director, a business owner, and an investor. And I love talking about finance and I love talking about business, especially through pop culture. If that's the kind of stuff you also enjoy, please do follow this channel. I would love to have you.
My name is Natalie Duval, and this is my business partner, Alison Burton. And together, we co-founded March Muses. We're here today to ask for £50,000 in exchange for 15% share.
So that is a valuation of £333,000 for their business.
In 2018, whilst hanging Christmas decorations on our tree, my 7-year-old daughter turned to me and asked, "Mummy, can Christmas fairies be black?"
After an unsuccessful search for black Christmas decorations in the UK, Natty and I founded our own range, and we are now the UK leading brand for Christmas decorations of colour. We have been trading for 2 years. Last year, our turnover was £73,000.
Again, a reminder that turnover means the amount of sales generated over a period of time. Usually it's one whole financial year. The word turnover can mean many different things in business. You can have sales turnover, which is the amount of sales as we just discussed, but also you can have stock turnover or you can have staff turnover. But usually in settings such as this one, the turnover is the amount of sales that you've generated from selling your product or your service over a full financial year. I really like the story and I really like how they presented the product and they presented like the gap in the market. I would have two questions at this point. They've shared the turnover, but I'm also interested in profit. The amount of income that you generate means nothing if you don't know how much you spend on, building the product, making the product, and how much you spend on the company's overheads, which are the running costs of the organization, such as rent, insurance, salaries, etc. So I'd be interested in the costs of the business as well as the turnover. And also I would be interested in knowing if there's an actual market for it. There might as well be. I know nothing about Christmas decorations. As you can see, I did, hang on, let me show you. I did make my tree, but I've used the same decorations for about like 10 years or something. And so I know nothing about like the Christmas decoration market. At this stage, then I would be interested in knowing whether they made some actual, market research that would give me enough data to make me confident that there would be enough people interested in this specific kind of product that would, buy it as soon as it's launched. That being said, I love the idea and I love that they thought about it. But if I had to give my own money, I would need to be confident that there would be a big enough market for me to invest in it.
Just give us an idea of price. So take Santa. What does Santa cost you?
Santa is about £2.
£2. What do you sell Santa for?
For £12.
£12, right. So you got a margin?
Yeah.
So it cost them £2 to make a Santa and they're selling it at £12. So that means that they have a profit of £10 for each Santa that they sell. That is a massive margin. So if you want to calculate the percentage, you have to calculate 10 over 12. So that is the gross profit that they make divided by the sales. So divided by the price of the Santa. And so that is 83%. So that is a very, very high profit margin, especially for a product-based business. So let's see the rest of this conversation.
And how much do you spend on marketing to acquire a customer?
So of the 83% that is left when they sell a Santa, how much do they spend on marketing and all the other costs that are incurred in order, first of all, for the business to continue running? So, the insurance that they might have and, the website costs, etc. How much do they spend to acquire a new client?
For the last 2 years, we spent maybe £60 on marketing.
Yeah.
It's just been through social media, word of mouth. People hear this story and they want to be a part of it.
That is incredible. That is incredible that they generated £73,000 while spending £60 on marketing. Incredible.
We even had a production company come up to us and say, "I would love to create you a Christmas advert. Would you love to do it?" And we were like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, okay." And they created the most beautiful Christmas advert, all for free.
I love it. This tells you the importance of core values in a product. So if people resonate with why you're making this product and the impact that this product would have on the market, see how much that contributes to the profitability and the success of an idea. Core values is a massive part of making business and trading with other people. So a company offered them a free ad just because they believed in the product. An ad costs thousands and thousands of pounds, maybe tens of thousands of pounds to make an ad, and they made it for free because they believed in the core values of the business.
I'm about to state the blinking obvious. Very seasonal.
Seasonal obviously means that there's only going to be a specific amount of time that you're going to make sales over a year. So they're probably going to start making sales in like maybe November, and they will stop selling, just before Christmas. And so for the rest of the year, how are they going to generate any income?
Right, people use them as guardian angels throughout the year. But yes, this line majority is Christmas time, from September until December is when we do it.
Right.
Can you name me like the top Christmas bauble brands in the UK?
So Sarah's asking about competitors. Did they look into other competitors, and do they know if this kind of thing is also offered by other competitors, even if it's not very much at the forefront of their offer? Do they know about their competitors, and do they know of other people in that same market?
I think who we know who are popular for Christmas in their ranges would be John Lewis, Marks and Spencer's, Liberty, Dunelm.
So what you've just given me there, I don't know if you realise, is exactly fundamentally what the problem is with the business. Because I asked you for brands and you gave me retailers.
Yes, exactly. So John Lewis and Liberty and all the other businesses that they named, they're not organizations that make specifically Christmas decorations. They are retailers, so they buy stock from a bunch of different businesses from like across a number of industries, and then they resell it to people. They just buy it from other businesses and resell it to the customers. So what Sarah asked is, do you know of other companies whose sole purpose is to make Christmas decorations, and it doesn't look like they know who those competitors are?
John Lewis, Dunelm, Marks and Spencer's buyers, if they see your product and believe there is an appetite, and you know what? It sounds to me like there absolutely is, which means that your John Lewis, Dunelm, whatever it is, buyer will now be going to the factories and saying, this is what I should be selling in my store, guys.
Yeah.
And I worry that there isn't space for you in the chain.
Right. John Lewis can just turn around and copy this idea and start selling these things, and they will be shoved out of the market.
Your business is profitable now. So what is it you're here for in terms of non-financial backing from a dragon? Very
important question to know how to answer if you're ever asking for investment. The business is profitable. Clearly, they have a lot of money left after they pay for the product and after they pay for the business expenses. What do you want out of a dragon? I'm going to guess that they just want their brand elevated. They just want to reach more surface area of the market, and they want to raise awareness of the brand through a dragon's higher profile. That would be my guess. When you're seeking investment, you're not just looking for the money, because the money can be sourced in other ways, a business loan or some other form of lending. When you're seeking investment, you're looking to bring other people on board that can then give them some of their time and mentorship to grow the business. So let's see what they say.
It's the know-how, it's the knowledge that we can gain from a dragon, like any of you here today. Routes into market, the barriers that we're being faced with.
I would be curious to know exactly what kind of challenges they are entering. They weren't very specific in the kind of things that they would specifically look for. Is it contacts? Is it the sales and marketing bit? Is it expanding? Is it better manufacturing? Is it expanding the range of products? I would love to know more about that.
You probably do need some guidance, but obviously I'm here to invest my capital with the view of getting a return, and I don't think that's necessarily going to be possible. It's not a business for me.
Okay.
However, you have got a mentor in me for life, and I applaud you, but I'm out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what he says is, I don't think it's going to be a good investment. I don't think I'm going to see a lot of returns. He probably doesn't think that they're going to be able to expand the business at a level that he's going to see sufficient returns for him. But he was very kind to offer them his mentorship in the future. So that's really nice of Stephen.
It's a seasonal business. Is it a business worth investing? I don't think at the moment. So unfortunately, I'm out.
Yeah, so the seasonality, the risk of other retailers copying them, and the limited scalability, I would say, of the business is enough reason for, I think, most of the dragons to say the two words, I'm out.
You've done exceptionally well in shining a light on your mission and what you're doing. And I think it's so important. But I also think the more it shines a light on that, the more it's going to increase your competition,
Right.
which I think is going to limit the growth potential of the company.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you that I'm out.
I can't see that there's going to be room for an investor in this, and get the kind of level of returns that any investor's looking for.
What Deborah means here is that this is a kind of investment that doesn't guarantee enough returns for it to be worthwhile. Normally, if you invest in a company, you want to see that future growth. You want to be able to see like a clear path of expansion of the business to guarantee enough returns to make the risk and the investment worthwhile. And they don't see that potential for this kind of business. They probably see it staying a small business, which is fine, by the way. So if you have a small business and if that business stays small, it's good. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You don't necessarily need to become a global brand, and you don't need like millions and millions and millions in turnover. You can build a small business, and it's totally fine for that business to stay small. But if that's the case, it's not going to be enticing enough to be a good opportunity for an investor.
I mean, there's so many different ideas that we do have, so many different occasions that just don't see anything of color. Big brands might do it. They haven't yet. We've been going for 2 years. We've been on media, on ITV News, Channel 5 News. Lorraine featured us. And that day we took in £10,000 in literally...
Not even 24 hours.
Yeah.
You're starting to win my head over.
So it's interesting what they say about other occasions. I would be interested to know if they expand into other lines. So other than Christmas, what are the other occasions in the year that would require, figurines of color? I'm not quite sure, but I would be interested to know what their ideas are.
When you put your business hat on and you look where the business is today, and then you attribute value to that, it could come across actually quite exploitative if you look at perhaps what the equity position you would need to ask to invest in this business.
I think that what Peter means is, for it to be a worthwhile investment, I would need to negotiate for a higher percentage of the company. But that would be exploitative, because I believe so much in the core values of the company that I don't want to ask more of you, but it's not going to be a worthwhile investment if I just buy the amount of shares at the price that you mentioned.
I'm going to make you an offer for all of the money for a third of the business.
Okay. Thank you, Deborah.
53%. And they asked for 15.
I'm going to make you an offer for all of the money for 30%, but I also want to beg Deborah to drop hers to 15 as well and join me.
Ah,
Listen, I would love to be part of this. So I'm happy to share with Peter for half of the money for 15%.
that's really great. They would have two. Of course, they would need to give up double than what they had originally offered. But because of all the quote unquote issues with scalability and potential to be copied, etc., I think they're going to accept.
Thank you so much for your offers. We would absolutely love to have both of you on board at 15% each.
Amazing.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
I'm happy for them. I'm really pleased that they got their deal. It's clearly something that resonates a lot with the market and resonated a lot with the dragons. And this demonstrates that if your business idea has really strong core values and really addresses something that your audience truly resonates with, then you don't need a massive business to get people on board. I think that this may stay a small business, given the market potential and given the fact that if this really picks up, they will have so many more competitors doing, like, offering the same product. And yet, despite all of the like objective business challenges that the Dragon said, 2 of them were really, really eager to step on board because they believed in the core values and they believed in the mission of the business. So if you really can tap into that whenever you are expanding on your business or whenever you're talking to other people about your business, the core values and the mission is something that you should really, really be able to tell a story about, on top of like the specific mechanics of what you're selling. The story around it and the mission that you're trying to achieve should take the forefront. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you watch all my other Dragon's Den reactions, and I'll see you at the next one.